Did you know that one of America's most influential presidents was once a Hollywood movie star? Yes, we are talking about the 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan. Born into a humble family in 1911, Reagan started his career as a sports radio broadcaster before becoming a leading man in Hollywood, starring in over 50 films. But destiny had a different stage waiting for him. In 1967, his charismatic personality and powerful speaking skills led him to become the governor of California. His unique ability to connect with everyday people made him incredibly popular, and in 1981, at the age of 70, he took the oath as president. How did a silver screen actor become the leader of the free world? Find out in the next episode. When Ronald Reagan took office in 1981, the American economy was in deep trouble. Inflation was sky high and unemployment was rising. To fix this, Reagan introduced a revolutionary economic policy that the world would come to know as Reaganomics. This policy was built on four simple pillars: reducing government spending, slashing income taxes, cutting regulations on businesses, and controlling the money supply. Supporters argue that Reaganomics sparked one of the longest periods of economic growth in U.S. history. However, critics point out that it also widened the wealth gap. Was it economic magic or a flawed system? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for the next part, where we look at the day Reagan stared death in the feud, March 30th, 1981. Just 70 days into his presidency, Ronald Reagan was shot outside the Washington Hilton Hotel by a gunman named John Hinckley Jr. One of the bullets ricocheted and punctured Reagan's lung, stopping just inches from his heart. Even while fighting for his life, Reagan's famous humor never faded. As he was being wheeled into the operating room, he looked at the surgeons and joked, "I hope you are all Republicans." And when his wife Nancy arrived, he smiled and said, "Honey, I forgot to duck." This incredible courage and grace under pressure won the hearts of millions. In the next episode, we will see how this resilience helped him rewrite global history during the Cold War. The late 20th century was defined by the tense standoff of the Cold War between the US and the Soviet Union. Reagan knew that to win, he had to be strong. He built up the US military while simultaneously initiating crucial peace talks with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. On June 12, 1987, standing in front of the historic Berlin Wall, Reagan delivered his most powerful line, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." His relentless political pressure and strategic diplomacy accelerated the collapse of the Soviet Union, ultimately bringing a peaceful end to the Cold War. But how did this global icon spend his final years? Let's look at his final chapter next. In 1989, Ronald Reagan left the White House with historic approval ratings. However, retirement brought a different kind of battle. In 1994, Reagan wrote a deeply emotional letter to the American public, revealing he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Slowly, the great communicator began to lose his memories. On June 5, 2004, at the age of 93, Ronald Reagan passed away. Today, he is remembered not just as a president, but as a leader who reshaped the global political landscape. From Hollywood actor to global statesman, his journey was nothing short of legendary. What part of Reagan's life inspired you the most? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and share.